As uncertainty looms over the fate of over 100 Indian citizens stranded in Iraq, TimesNow has reached out to some of the construction workers who are still stranded near Mosul, one of the cities where major fighting is going on. Imran, in fact, now joins us via Skype from Rabia near Mosul. Imran, first of all, I want to ask you about the situation there. What are you hearing about the fighting that is going on? Do you think that you're in danger?
Actually, sir, we are here safe because we are 50 kilometers far from Mosul, and the situation in Mosul is very difficult, very dangerous situation in Mosul because the all of the Indians has been adopted there and they are kidnapped there.
But Imran, what about you personally? Are you making any plans to come back to India? Have you made any efforts to in that direction?
No, actually, I am coming tomorrow. Tomorrow, 4:30, 4:30, my flight from Erbil International Airport, and I will be reaching in India night 3:30.
Now, all eyes, Imran, are on the 40 Indians who have been abducted. They're still in captivity. What are you hearing about them? Are you getting any updates to people that you've been speaking to?
We are not talking to them because we are not getting them. We are because their phones are also switched off, and that's why we are not connecting to them.
Thanks very much, Imran, for speaking to us. We hope you have a safe journey home. In fact, another person, Altaf, who's stranded right in the middle of this escalating violence in Iraq, he also speaks to us from Rabia near Mosul again. Altaf, what about you? How are you doing right now? And what are you hearing about the situation across Iraq, and especially in your neighborhood?
मैं यहाँ पे 10 महीने से हूँ, और जब हम लोग नाइट ड्यूटी में थे, सुबह का टाइम था, जब पता चला इधर के जो कुर्दी लोग थे उनकी फैमिली मुसल में फंसी हुई थी, उनको फोन पे मैसेज मिला तो हम खुद बौखला गए थे, बोले अचानक से क्या हो गया। लेकिन फिर सुपरवाइजर ने आके पूरा मामला संभाला, हमको तसल्ली दी, बोले यहाँ पे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, जो भी हुआ है यहाँ से 50 किलोमीटर दूरी पे हुआ है, आप थोड़ा तसल्ली से काम लो, आपको कुछ भी नहीं होएगा। हमने हमारी सेफ्टी के लिए पूरी मिलिट्री की बंदोबस्त कर रखी है, आप तसल्ली से यहाँ काम करें, फिर सुबह जो भी हालात होंगे आपको बताएंगे। फिर भी हमने सुबह ही डिसीजन ले लिया, बोला हमको इस कंट्री में नहीं रहना है, आप बॉस के बात करके हमको इमीडिएटली इंडिया भेजो। हमारे घर पे जो मैसेज मिलेगा तो उससे घर वालों को बहुत तकलीफ होगी, वो हमें फोन कर करके परेशान करेंगे, हमको यहाँ काम दिल नहीं लगेगा।
अल्ताफ, आप और आपके बहुत सारे साथी वापस आने की सोच रहे हैं, आपने मन बना लिया है वापस आने का, पर आपके साथ जो बाकी इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड थे, क्या वो वहां रहने की सोच रहे हैं? उनका आगे का क्या प्लान है?
उनको वो अभी जहाँ पे काम करते थे उसी जगह पे छुप के बैठे हुए हैं, उनको गवर्नमेंट की कोई हेल्प नहीं मिली है, और वो बाहर निकल नहीं सकते, क्योंकि अभी बाहर निकलेंगे तो उनकी नजर में पुलिस वाले देखेंगे तो वो गोली मारेंगे, अगर आतंकवादी देखेंगे तो वो गोली मारेंगे। इसकी वजह से जब तक वो लोग उधर से बिल्कुल सफाई निकल नहीं जाती तब तक वो बाहर नहीं निकलेंगे, जहाँ भी है वहाँ पे छुप के बैठे हुए भूखे प्यासे।
In fact, let's go back to Imran now. Imran, how long have you been in this country, and tell us about how exactly you reacted when this entire conflict started? How did the events of the last few days pan out?
I'm 11 months here. Since 11 months I'm here.
Okay, so you've been there for 11 months. What about the situation currently? What are you hearing about the violence? Has there been any kind of control? We know that the Iraqi soldiers are also trying to combat the militants. Have they met with any success? What are you hearing?
Actually, I don't have knowledge about that because we are 50 kilometers fast, and we are also listening from Iraqi guys or Kurdis here working with me. Lots of Kurdis. So they are discussing about that in Mosul, lakhs of people have been filled their homes. They have left their homes and they are coming to Kurdistan and they are living here.
Imran, also, is there something that you and your friends, your comrades want to say to the Indian government? Any message that you want to send out on the eve of your departure from Iraq?
Actually, sir, I want to leave a message for our Indian government that we need a help. We need help to protect our Indian people all.
In fact, now another person who has managed to reach out to us, Ramandeep, he in fact went to Iraq from Punjab. He joins us from Rabia. Mandeep, what about you? What is the latest that you've been hearing about the situation there?
सर उधर वैसे सुना है बहुत हालात खराब हैं उधर तो सभी उनके सारे मुसलमान एरिया पर कब्जा कर लिया।
पर रमनदीप, बहुत सारे लोग उनके बारे में जानना चाहते हैं, खास करके जो उनके घर वाले हैं पंजाब में जिनको किडनैप कर लिया गया था, उनके बारे में कुछ खैर खबर आपको मिल रही है?
सर नहीं, जो पहले निकल आए थे वो पहले निकल, हमने वो जो उनसे पहले बात हो रही थी हमारी, ने उनको बोला था कि आप निकल जाएं तो अच्छा रहेगा, तो वो कह रहे थे बाहर बहुत गोली ऐसे हो रही है तो रिस्क है, वो उधर छुपे रहेगा। तो हमें फिर उस दिन रात को हमें पता चला कि उन्होंने आके उनको पकड़ लिया।
Okay, so they were warned about the situation worsening and told to leave. They decided otherwise. पर रमनदीप, अभी आप क्या सुन रहे हैं? अभी फिलहाल के हालात कैसे हैं?
यही कहना चाहेंगे कि वैसे कोई इधर हमारे टाइम में टेंशन वाली बात तो नहीं है, इधर वैसे अभी तो नहीं है। वैसे तो वह में कि अभी करना जो बर्दश में है दूसरे इधर अपने सरदार में है वो वापस चले तो घर बाहर निकले मत मार्केट मुर्केट में जो भी है।
All right, Ramandeep, Altaf and Imran, thank you all for speaking 2 times now, and again we're hoping that you get back home safely. In fact, let's also get a quick update from my colleague Bilal, who's been in touch with the External Affairs Ministry. What's the latest that the MEA has to offer? In fact, there is some good news coming from Iraq as well. Some people have managed to get out of the country and reach India. Bilal, what more can you tell us?
All right, Padmaja, yes, of course. The details that are coming out of the Ministry of External Affairs are such that 16 people have managed to really fly out and they have reached Delhi. Now, that's brought down the number from 120 to 104. Now, the Ministry of External Affairs is very clear in terms of their immediate priority. Their immediate priority is to make sure that people who are stuck in the affected areas, in cities like Tikrit, in cities like Mosul, these are the affected cities where the ISIL, that some people would refer to, these are the areas that are affected. Beyond that, there are parts in northern Iraq which are completely unaffected. Parts of the Kurdish ethnicity dominated areas in northern Iraq, they're completely unaffected. Areas in southern Iraq, places like Najaf, Karbala, Basra, these are completely unaffected regions. Now, a lot of people, of course, are making phone calls. There are a lot of people who believe that their lives are under danger. But at this point, the Ministry of External Affairs is making their priorities very clear. They're saying that their immediate priority is, one, to make sure that the 40 people who have been abducted, there are negotiations taking place, and they want to make sure that they are able to get these people out. Besides that, of course, they're also saying that those who are, like the nurses who are there in Tikrit Hospital, they also need to be brought out. 104 is the number. They're saying these are the focused people. And at the same time, there's also this talk that yesterday there was an announcement by the Ministry of External Affairs that all those who are stuck there, they don't have to buy their own tickets in case they don't have the financial capability. The government of India will be making sure through the funds that they will be bringing these people out. The flight will be sponsored by the government of India. Now that basically refers to the fact that there would be many other people who are fearing attack on their lives in unaffected regions, and they would also be motivated to go out and possibly make phone calls to the control rooms in Baghdad, or for that matter in New Delhi. So as of now, caution is the buzzword that we've been given from the Ministry of External Affairs, and they're saying that let's focus only on the 104 people who are the utmost priority right now.
All right, let's focus especially on those who are stuck in the conflict areas. Bilal, just stay on with us, because as a part of our campaign, we're trying to reach out to as many people who are stranded in Iraq as possible, and so that they can send a word of reassurance to their family. Another such person is construction worker Harpreet Singh, currently stranded in Basra, and he recounted his ordeal 2 times now.
सर मैं बसरे में हूँ, जो डोजी कंपनी भाई से बैठे हुए हैं, हफ्ता हो गया जी सानू कंपनी में बिठाया है सानू। हाँ जी, 3 महीने हुए सैलरी में दी, बस बिठाई है जी इसे।
And hearing this, Harpreet's family back home in Patiala has appealed to several quarters for assistance in evacuating their loved one from the strife-torn country.
हमारा कजन है वो, तो हमने वो जहाँ बेरोजगारी का मसला है तो हमने इसीलिए भेजा कि काम करिए, अच्छा होगा तो हमारे घर का गुजारा अच्छी तरह चलेगा। हमने यही सोचकर उसको विदेश भेजा। अब वो बता रहा है वहाँ के हालात बहुत ख़राब हैं, तो इसीलिए हम उसको वापस बुला रहे हैं, जल्दी जल्दी वापस आ जाए। लेकिन वो कह रहे हैं कि कंपनी वाले उनको कोई ना ही पासपोर्ट दे रहे हैं, नहीं 3 महीने हो गए, कोई भी तनख्वाह नहीं दे रहे। इस करके वो तो कभी तो कह देता है हम कल आएंगे, जब परसों आएंगे, लेकिन कंपनी वाले उनको कोई ना तो पैसा दे रहे हैं, कुछ नहीं कर रहे, बस वहीं वो तो कमरे में बंद है।
कितने लोग हैं
वहाँ पे? उन्होंने करीब बताया, मतलब 350 करीब पंजाबी हैं, बाकी और भी होंगे इंडिया के।
मेरा लगता कि जो मैंने वही दसदा भी हालत बहुत खराब ने हो रही बीबी भी असी अंदर अंदर बस सानू काम ते नहीं सी गए, हम कई दिन हो गए सी अंदर बैठे। एक कंपनी ने अजे तनख्वाह 3 महीने दी दी जी, 5 महीने 2 महीने दी आई, 3 दी बैठी है बिच उन्होंने 3 महीने। असि आने बारे जी अजे भी आ जाना अपने घरे, वो तो कहने नहीं जी असि पहले तो मैंने कहते जी अज के दिन आना सी, उन्होंने 20 तरीक ਨੂੰ ਆ ਜਾਣਗੇ। ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਏ, ਫਿਰ 22 ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਕਦੇ 25 ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਅਜੇ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਨਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਪਾਸਪੋਰਟ ਨਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ ਲਵਾ ਰਹੀ।
Iraq's ambassador Veerwal has assured his government's full cooperation in evacuating the Indians stranded in Iraq.
First of all, the Indians working in Iraq are not all in the cities which there is some abnormal situation. As I mentioned, Iraq is a big country. There's the northern parts of Iraq, in the Kurdish region, 3 big provinces, in Baghdad itself, in the south of Iraq also. There's more than 10,000 Indians working with Indian and foreign companies in Iraq. And therefore, my advice for Indians, especially in parts which are not affected, they have to work and live as in the last 2-3 years. They don't have to be concerned.
While the External Affairs Ministry has confirmed that Indians abducted in Iraq are safe, here's a report from the ground on the latest situation.
This was the biggest military rally that they've held ever in the city. It was replicated with other rallies across the country, including Basra, Bakuba, and up in Kirkuk. So it was a real show of force. But this is a defensive show of force. It's not designed to be an offensive army. It's designed to protect Baghdad and other towns, and also key Shia shrines. Muqtada al-Sadr is at great pains to point out that these are what he's calling peace platoons. They're not going on the offensive.
And this is a show of strength, as we're calling it, show of force, Imran. It's not necessarily a march, a parade, a show of power in support of the Prime Minister.
No, that's absolutely right. Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki and Muqtada al-Sadr have long been at loggerheads with each other, and Muqtada al-Sadr has openly criticised Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki. This was a show of force designed to convince the people of Iraq, and particularly the Shia community here, that they are able to defend themselves. The key thing here is, you've got to understand, is they want to defend the shrines and the big towns. The shrines are very key. One of them, the Askari shrine, when that was hit by Al-Qaeda in 2006, it sparked a sectarian war in this country. We lasted almost for 3 years, and that's really why these Shia militias are showing their force, and that's why we see them out on the streets now.
You're watching News Tonight, and coming up after a quick break, major overhaul in the Congress, starting with the Chief Minister's post itself.